Okay, here's another devlog. This is number two. It's been about a week since I checked in. Yeah, so let's see. This week was really about getting some initial prototyping infrastructure in. And so I think I might have mentioned it last week, but I'm going to go with Discord for now because Discord is like really easy to, rapidly prototype. And, eventually there might be like a website where it's just like a text box that you come in and enter the world from. But for now, to quickly iterate and then eventually to invite people, Discord seems pretty good. So as a recap, last week I talked about how I want to have the AI be like an interpreter between the player's commands to the game engine, and then translate those state changes back to the player. And so yeah, I have a basic skeleton of a server done. It's not running anywhere remotely right now. It's just running locally on my machine. But the idea is that we now have the basics of that call and respond mechanism. I've been thinking about the long-term goal of the project, and things I really like. I really like Westworld in terms of worlds. Obviously, Dark Room, and another book which I recommend. I'll put in the comments. Wolf and White Van. There's a there's a world that the main character runs. It's a text-based world, and it's called the Trace Italian in that. And it's a post-apocalyptic world. So the idea is basically to rebuild one of these immersive worlds down eventually. But to start with, for now, we'll start with just a really simple, self-contained experience. And I've been thinking about it, and I love horror, and I love creepy stories. And I'm going to be a litmus test for whether this is successful or not by basically creating a creepy story and seeing if I can creep myself out, or unsettling. And so the idea is that one of my favorite stories in that genre is The Thing, the 1982 version by John Carpenter. And the idea is that it's researchers on an Antarctic research base. They're trapped for the winter, and like this alien crashes on in their base and starts to slowly take over the crew. Um, and so that's the initial idea for like, okay, let's recreate that story. The cool thing is there's a bunch of content online for all the characters, all the maps and settings and so forth. So it's gonna be pretty easy to just kind of recreate it. And yeah, so what I have so far is, here's a Discord server. When it's running, you can query the game, and then basically get back this embed, this embedded response. And the cool thing about embeds is that you can basically, you can put like title, description, image, and the idea is, this is, I'm going to be like, input, interact with the world, look, look around. And so this is like really, really bare bones. So it's now going back, it's parsing my command, it's then seeing my current location of my player. So a little bit under the hood here. um, Using Google Firebase very quickly, easy for prototyping. This is literally day one. So it's like, okay, so we have collections, we have players, here's my player, um, current location. We have rooms, and right now there's this whole laundry room. There's an image, and there's items: laundry machine, jacket, sink, ceiling light, um, name. Oops, stories. So the story is like an overarching umbrella. So it's like, okay, the name, there'll be a list of rooms, the style which it should be read, and so the player's current location is here. So going back to Discord, when you look around, it tells you your current location. It gives you a AI descriptive response um, of the room and based on the current items that are in the room. So the idea is that if certain items were to leave this room, if I were to take this jacket, for instance, and put in my inventory and look around later on, then the description I get will be different because now the jacket's no longer there. And the idea is that over time, the state descriptors of each of these items can get more and more detailed. And so, eventually, like, okay, one of the laundry machines might be on, one of them might be off, the jacket might be placed back on the hook. Um, and then the AI will describe, it'll be descriptive differently over time as the game evolves. So that's where I'm currently at. I got more. I might do another vlog on like just the thoughts and where this can go down the line. Let's see how far we are.